Howdy, howdy, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another round 1 arena cutoff results and round 2 predictions for Marvel Contest of Champions. This time for the Nova and Iceman arenas. So let's take a look at round 1 results for the 5-star feature Nova. He came in at 42 million. That's a kind of on the lower side, medium to lower side for new champs in Marvel Contest of Champions, whereas the 4-star came in at 9.4 million, and that too is below the average score for a new champ in the 4-star feature arena. Then jumping over to Iceman as the 4-star basic champ, his score came in at 1.7 million, which is kind of slightly above the average number for this type of old champ in the 4-star basic arena. And to be clear, these round 1 results you're seeing right now are for the veterans bracket. If you're new to the game, veterans bracket is kind of the older, as the name would imply, the bracket for accounts that have been in the game a little bit longer, 61 days plus. If you're brand new, if you got a brand new account to the game, 1 day up to 30, you're in the beginners bracket, and if you're in the 31 to 60, then you're in the intermediate bracket. Unfortunately, Kabam doesn't officially release any arena cutoff results, so all these numbers that you see me sharing are self-reported numbers that folks across the community share in different spots. So these scores came from MCOC Truckos. You should check out their Facebook page or Twitter account if you haven't already. There's a lot of great information that comes from those folks, and these scores came from those guys as people go to their different outlets and post self-reported scores, because again, Kabam doesn't report those. So that's kind of why you only see veterans bracket results shared, and that's what you see here. So anyway, comparing these results to my predictions, for the most part I was on the higher end with Nova. Even though he's not a great offensive champ, he does have some defensive, Alliance War defensive utility. Plus, Nova, there seemed to be a fair bit of interest from the community of just in Nova, the character Nova, the superhero in the Marvel universe, if you will. But that wasn't enough to carry any weight in the arena grinding, as those scores were much lower. So all of these scores, and to be clear with my predictions, I always try to get within 5 to 10%. That's a decent prediction with the lack of, historical tons of data to do any true data analysis again. So I'm always trying to get within 5 to 10%, and in this case, not even close on that one. So definitely not the best type of predictions. But when it came to Iceman, even though it was a little bit lower than the cutoff, this is definitely try to get within that 5 to 10%, and my first round prediction was spot on there. So anyway, now that we've taken a look at round 1 results, let's take a look at some past round 1 compared to round 2 cutoffs for similar type arenas to get an idea of what might happen now, if there's anything consistent happening. Starting first with the 4-star basic for this type of champ, and like you can see here, these are these are higher end champs still in the game today, even though they've been in the game for some time. All of these champs score a little bit higher than kind of I would say mid-tier, even above average to mid-tier and lower, all kind of are in the lower. And when we're saying lower, it's usually similar to the Star-Lord number, kind of like 100,000 lower than that 1.8, 1.7. And so when you're getting into that 1.7, 1.8, you're going to get on those top tier type of champs. And that's what you see here. Maybe outside of Proxima. Proxima is good, especially for long fights, but I don't put her at the same level with Iron Man, Infinity War, or Captain America in any Infinity War. But anyway, apparently the community does, because you can see that's what her first round results were last time around in the 4-star basic. And then that top row shows you round 1 results, and then the bottom row shows you round 2 results. And you can see for Captain America it dipped, for Star-Lord it dipped, for Proxima Midnight it dipped, and even for Captain America Infinity War. They all went from that 1.8, 1.7 range down to 1.5 and some change, or 1.6. So that's a pretty consistent trend we see here. And so with the 4 most recent examples of this all dipping in the second round, I think we can assume that that can happen again. But again, as the Wall Street folks always remind us, past results don't guarantee future results, so keep that in mind. Coming over to the 4-star feature arenas for new recent champs, you can see they were all right around 10 million or maybe close to 11 million with Silver Surfer. And then in the second round, Dr. Doom went higher, Mr. Fantastic went higher, but here of late, Silver Surfer dropped, and so did Squirrel Girl. So the most recent thing we've seen is a drop between round 1 and round 2. So we're probably going to believe that's going to happen in round 2 in this case, especially because Squirrel Girl and Silver Surfer are better in line, and I would almost say Mr. Fantastic are better in line with Nova compared to Dr. Doom, who's I think probably a very top tier champ, whereas these rest not so much. And again, I think looking closer to that Silver Surfer, but more Squirrel Girl result is what we can expect for Nova, where you did see a decline in round 2. Now with the 5-star feature, you can see that for new champs that had that 40 million-ish kind of score, the most recent examples we saw with that were Elsa Bloodstone and Man-Thing. And then with Squirrel Girl, she was in that 34 million range. But then in round 2, you can see Elsa had a similar score, and Man-Thing had a similar score, whereas Mr. Fantastic went a little slightly higher, and there was a decent jump for Squirrel Girl. So I think what we can look here recently is that Elsa and that Man-Thing score to kind of get a sense of what might happen in round 2. So considering all of these results, here are my thoughts for round 2 for the Nova and Iceman arenas. For the veterans bracket, again, meaning your count's been over is older than 61 days. I think we're going to look at 45 million for the 5-star feature Nova. I think we're looking at 9 million for the 4-star feature, and again, 5-star feature is 45 million, whereas the 4-star feature is 9 million. Coming over the 4-star basic Iceman, I think we're looking at a 1.6 million. And lastly, with the 3-star feature, we typically see that score drop down to that 1.2 million range for the new feature champ, which in this case, I think there's no reason for us to believe that would change. So, as I said a few minutes ago, we can't always rely on past results to guarantee what's going to happen in the future. So I always try to, again, and what I said again a few minutes ago, try to get within 5 to 10%. So I always, on top of my predictions, like to give a grind target to kind of give yourself that extra buffer for a better chance of getting the champ. And I think if you really want to improve your chances to get that 5-star feature Nova, you want to go to 50 million. I think you want to go to 10 million for the 4-star feature Nova, 1.8 million for Iceman, and then 1.3 million for the 3-star feature Nova. Now, I've been talking about the veterans bracket so far for the most part of this video, but we do have the other brackets, and unfortunately, there's just not a ton of data out there. I did have, I should say, a free-to-play account, a new free-to-play account to give me an idea what's going on in some of these earlier brackets. Unfortunately, I'm not playing that account anymore, but based off of my recent results, plus input coming from either community folks that have their own new account, sharing the results either in the comment section of videos like this or reaching out to me on Twitter on the Crafty Grinding Twitter account. And thank you very much for the folks who do take the time to report your results there, because again, there's nowhere else across the community who's really looking at this information. But based off of that and my own recent personal results, this is kind of the latest and greatest I've seen with these earlier brackets. Starting first with the beginners bracket, I think we're looking around 200,000 for the 3-star feature, 750,000 for the 4-star basic Iceman, and then for the 4-star feature Nova, you're looking at 1.4 million. And I've seen that pretty consistently, where if you get in 1.2, 1.3, you're just going to miss out. You'll need to go to 1.4, 1.5, especially maybe even 1.6 to make sure you get that 4-star feature Nova, even in the beginners bracket. In the intermediate bracket, 3-star feature, looking at 525,000, 4-star basic 950,000, and the 4-star feature 1.3 million. So these are my thoughts for round 2 of Nova and Iceman arenas. Would love to hear your opinion or any questions you may have. Again, reach out to me either in the comment section of these videos or on Twitter. I'm checking Twitter a little bit more often than the comment section of the videos, so better shot that I'll see any questions on Twitter sooner than anything, again, on the comment section here, but definitely check these out as well. So both good ways to reach out to me. But anyway, if you found this information helpful, would really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button, as it helps out the channel. And if you like this video and other types of videos that I have and you haven't yet subscribed, would really appreciate it if you did. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.